Hello everyone, today is August the 22nd. It is a Monday. I'm your host Cherub Down and this is the Diablo Daily. So today we're going to talk about gems. And we're going to figure out how long is it going to take us to get to that awesome level 14 gem. But before we do, I'd like to go over a few facts about gems that you may or may not know quite yet. So, if you're not aware of what gems did in Diablo 2, you put a gem in a socket in an item, and it gives you some attribute, some stat, or something that empowers the item for you. The way it works in Diablo 3 is very similar. In fact, it's astonishingly similar. There actually hasn't been much changed at all to it, except for a few very important things. Now, the way it behaves, the way gems behave, are essentially the same. So a gem will have a set of data for each different type of item that you put into it. So if you have like a helmet, it may give a different stat to a helmet than it would a shield, or it would a sword, or armor, or stuff like that. We're not quite sure the specifics of what can and cannot have gems within, but we're pretty sure that it's going to be very similar to Diablo 2 in terms of what can gems go into. Now, because there is no more Heraldric Cube, we're going to be relying on the Jeweler the Jeweler is one of the new artisans in Diablo 3, and with the Jeweler, you're going to be able to transform 3 of one level type of gem to another, one level higher than that. So it's just like it behaves just like the Heraldric Cube does. You may have to pay a little fee. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's going to work the same way, where you transform 3 of the level, for example, level 5 will transform to 1 level 6. So in that respect, it's exactly the same as Diablo 2. And but the difference is, of course, that there will be 14 levels of gems instead of just the 5 that we had before. Now, in Diablo 3, one of the vital points to make is that you can only collect up to the level 5 gem in the world. The only way to get to level 6 and all the way up to 14 level gem is to use the Jeweler to transform them in the 3-to-1 ratio as described before. But this is obviously subject to change, but the math that I'm going to do for this session is what has been confirmed thus far, which is a 3-to-1 all the way up to level 14. Bashiok has said in the past that this is viable to change, but we're just going to use the 3-to-1 ratio for the first math example that I will give. So the penultimate question is, how long is it going to take for us to get to level 14 with any particular gem? To figure that out, we have to know a few things. We have to make a few assumptions. And one of the assumptions is, how often is a particular gem going to drop? If we don't know that kind of data, it's impossible to tell. So we'll assume that you get 4 gems every hour. That's just going to be our assumption. That's actually a very, very modest assumption, because we're talking about 4 of the exact same type of gem. Not any old gem, but the specific one that we want to transform. So this is very modest. This is an amethyst, a perfect amethyst every 15 minutes. So take that into consideration, that this is an extremely modest drop rate. 1 hour for every 4 of the gem that you're looking for, which is also a perfect type, or should I say level 5 type. So based on what we know, we can create this very simple equation that says, with the amount of gems that we need, which is 19,863, we can do a ratio of hours over gems, which is the ratio that we make an assumption about, and that's going to equal 4,920.75 hours to get the amount of gems that we need. Now, to put that into perspective, you need to think about if you play 4 hours a day on average. Now, this is an average. But this is not every day you're going to be playing 4 hours. This is just on average so some days you may play like 8 hours, and some days you may not play at all because you don't have time. So on average, if you play 4 hours a day, that's 4,920.75 hours over 4 hours a day, which ends up being 1,230.2 days to get one level 14 gem, which is equivalent to 3.37 years. Now, that doesn't include any trading whatsoever. We're just going to do straight how long it takes one person, soloing to get that many. But 3.37 years to get one, just one. And that's being very modest. That's that's getting 4 gems every hour. 4 amethysts, 4 of a specific kind of gem every hour. I don't even know what to say. That's ridiculous. There's no way that can be the way they're going to do it in the end. There's just no way. And not only that, but you can say, well, people are going to be trading. Of course people are going to be trading for these gems. They're going to be super popular. Everybody's going to want to get that level 14 gem. But the problem is, everybody's going to want one. Because gems are, by their nature, going to be way more useful now. And the reason they're going to be so much more useful now is because there's nothing else that's going to replace them. There's no runes. There's no jewels like there were in Diablo 2. So if you find an item with a socket, you want to put the best thing in that slot, which is the only thing you can put in there, is a gem. So I don't understand 3.37 years, and that's being extremely modest. I can't express how modest that's being. If you got 1 gem an hour, that would be modest. But I'm giving you 4 gems an hour, which is every 15 minutes you find that particular type of gem. Now think about that. 1 gem, 3-point-something years. But you don't want just 1 gem, do you? You have a helmet that you want to put something into, a sword, a shield, possibly. Whatever you need. That's for as many items that you have that can actually hold sockets. So, I just simply do not understand this mentality. I love grinding. Trust me, I love the mechanic of the Horadric Cube and all that stuff. But this blows my mind. And I've actually brought this up in the forums, and it was not addressed then, and it still hasn't been really addressed, except for they've said, it's going to take a long time. So, anyway, that is pretty much all I wanted to say about that. But I do have a couple of things that I want to mention about gems that are kind of unique. And one of them is the fact that gems do now stack, which they did not in Diablo 2. There is no more skulls. That particular gem was removed. There's still just the 6 types of gems. Originally, each gem level had a unique name, but as of right now, because of the gem images have changed so much, I'm not sure if those images... In fact, I'm pretty sure that those gem names have changed. But all you really do know is that they basically just have levels. And I would be surprised if they just remove the name convention altogether. Because personally, I don't like it. I just want to be able to look at a gem, call it a level 14 gem, and be done with it. And not have this confusion of, is it a perfect spherical gem or whatever naming convention they have. I like just being straightforward with the naming convention. So, but that's just preference. Feel free to. I know a lot of people think that the gem name gives it a little bit more character. It's not just a level 7 gem. It's actually it gives the gem a little bit more flavor. The flavor text is a little nicer, but it's just preference. So, I think that will conclude the daily for today. Please let me know what you guys think about the numbers that I gave. Is my math wrong? All that stuff. Let me know what you guys feel. And also, if you enjoyed the daily today, please subscribe, because the more subscribers I get, the better I feel about what I'm doing. And yeah, so subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Like puke up a donkey's ass. What a shitload of motherfucking bullfuck.